Love. Across the tracks. Ravi was born in a small Indian village, the son of a farmer who earned just enough to feed the family. His world was simple: early mornings in the fields and late nights studying under a dim kerosene lamp. Education was his one way out. Every morning, Ravi took the bus to his college in a nearby town. That's where he first saw Priya. She stepped into the bus, a whirl of color and confidence, her bright salwar kameez making her stand out. Priya was from a wealthy family in the same town. She had long, braided hair and a smile that could light up a room. Ravi never imagined someone like her would notice him. His shirts were always faded, his shoes patched, but every day she'd sit just a row ahead of him, flipping through books and laughing with her friends. One day, their eyes met. She smiled. Ravi's heart skipped a beat. Over the weeks, their smiles turned into nods, then shy hellos. One rainy day, as the bus broke down, Ravi and Priya stood together under the bus stop's small shelter. He offered his umbrella as she adjusted her soaked dupatta. "You're in my economics class, right?" she asked, breaking the silence. Ravi nodded, barely able to form words. From that moment, they began talking, first about studies, then dreams, and eventually everything. Ravi was captivated by how down-to-earth she was, despite her privileged upbringing. Priya admired Ravi's determination and kindness. Their friendship grew, but it wasn't long before whispers began. "How can a poor boy like Ravi think he has a chance with Priya?" some said. Ravi overheard these comments but shrugged them off, unwilling to lose the one bright spot in his life. One evening, Priya invited Ravi to her birthday party. He hesitated, knowing he didn't belong in her world. But when he arrived, dressed in his best but modest clothes, Priya greeted him warmly, ignoring the judgmental stares from her friends and family. After the party, as they stood on her balcony under the stars, Ravi finally gathered his courage. "Priya, people will talk. Are you sure about being friends with me?" She looked him straight in the eye. "Ravi, I don't care what they say. You're the most genuine person I've ever met. Why should money decide who we care for?" Their bond deepened, but the challenges kept coming. Priya's parents disapproved, pressuring her to stop seeing Ravi. He too faced ridicule from his peers, who told him to stay in his lane. But Ravi and Priya persisted. They knew their worlds were different, but their hearts were the same. Ravi worked tirelessly, earning a scholarship and eventually landing a job in the city. Priya too stood by him, defying her family's expectations. Years later, Ravi returned to the village with a modest car and an engagement ring. Priya met him at the same bus stop where it all began. As he slipped the ring onto her finger, they smiled, knowing they'd overcome every obstacle to stand together. Because sometimes, love isn't about where you come from. It's about where you're going together.